What do you have, guys, today?
Oh, gosh. So these men sleep with your wife is the headline. Marriage crisis. 1 in 4 married women is looking for sex in places husbands least suspect. Oh, la la. Scandal.
It's a big one. There's a story by John Lawrence. And this one was based on a survey conducted by Consumer Insight sometime in September, which says that at least out of every 4 married women, there's one who's emotionally starved. Okay, so
emotionally
they say that,
or sexually?
Emotionally, emotionally, because they say that men look for
even sexually is part of that. Emotionally.
Men look for sexual satisfaction when they cheat.
Yeah. But
women could be looking for love.
Yeah.
Right. So in some, they say that the ones who are cheating with someone the husband would most unlikely be thinking about or suspecting about.
Like
maybe the pastor. Maybe
oh,
the
and
boss.
We saw the pastor.
Maybe the boss. You know, someone they've been interacting with a lot.
So it will be like somebody who is already in your circle.
Yes.
So the husband would least suspect because
it's someone like who understands you. Sometimes it's like a colleague, right?
So like you guys now.
Yeah.
But that's quite a twist, because many times ladies, women would be cheating with somebody who is close to you, then you wouldn't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
you live and hang out together.
Yeah. You'll always be thinking they're friends, but behind the curtains.
The guy can show up at home because you're friends. And
or even call the husband.
But that's
haven't we seen recently pastors been busted with
we saw that on KTN again. Pants down, the pastor who was called.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just
it's the twist.
That's the twist. And
so what are we saying? Then men need to be more careful who their wives are friends with. Like these
so
people,
all men have been advised to check.
I don't get
make
that.
Sure your wife doesn't have.
What do you mean you don't get that?
How do you keep on checking your wife on who's
make sure
friends?
Make sure she's not talking to the pastor. Make sure she's not so close to the boss. Make sure she's not talking to an ex-boyfriend.
You cannot do that.
Oh no. So I mean, look, the issue of being faithful to your spouse, whether wife or husband, I don't believe it depends on you chasing them everywhere and try to check their phones and who they are calling and stuff. I think it's a matter of, you know, trust and faith for that matter.
Yeah.
I'm told the more you chase them, then the more they will just think, oh, you think I cannot do this, and that
and there are a couple of women who've spoken here and say, talking about the flings that they've had, saying that the husband never suspect them. They've come on openly and saying sometimes when they have issues with the husband, then there's this colleague of hers who really understands.
You know the thing about emotional cheating, it starts in a very subtle way. It begins with maybe you're having trouble at home.
Yes, and you go to open up with someone.
You know, you just tell them, oh, this and this is happening, and then they get you.
Yeah, then they're like,
then they
in a way, in a way that
then he texts you,
you
can send you a message saying you can give you a shoulder to lean on.
No, actually, they don't. By the way, the people who really get into these crazy relationships going, they don't say, oh, it's subtle, it's slowly. You don't have to say, now come, let me, it's pole pole.
The next day,
you never know.
Yeah, how are you doing today? You guys are just funny. Anyway, page 7 has more details of that story, which also has another story there. Why men
must boycott sex on November 11th.
So everybody knows that. November 11th, which is coming
up. Is it official?
It's official.
It's like a national holiday for this
Wanaume. You know,
that guy.
Gentleman called Mr. Njoka has said that November 11th will be set aside for all men. So be ready for
Kenya
this one.
This is Nairobi.
If we are going to be here, we're not going to shake your hand. We're not going to hug you. We're not going to do anything.
No, but he says to boycott sex. Even shaking hands is boycotting.
Yes. I mean, if you boycott sex, you cut off all links which could lead to any mutual drive.
What are you saying? So even shaking hands?
Even shaking hands.
So no has a way of looking at things.
Okay, so why is he saying that should happen? What is the reason?
Because he says this day is basically meant to demonstrate the rise of gender violence against men, including the increase of drug and alcohol abuse amongst women. What he's saying is that women are drinking a lot, they're using a lot of drugs, and men are in trouble.
So I'm a man, and I have sisters, and I have a mother, and I have people like this. I think this guy is just going to the extreme.
No, you gotta love Joker.
So you guys are not gonna be boycotting?
No, I'm not boycotting.
Solo is boycotting.
Things like this.
We'll see by November 11th, and
it's just
what events will have. No, it all depends on what will be happening on
3
November
days
10th.
away.
Do you believe this guy? Who is he? Is an institution that's governed around what and for who?
There's another one, by the way, he says that the government has set aside up to 2 billion for sanitary towels, and not even half of that for circumcision of men. Oh, Joker is really entertaining.
You guy banner.
He's
No,
really
Joker is
entertaining,
just
He's pushing the envelope.
Yes.
way
The envelope.
So let's go to page 4, a little bit of backtracking there.
Yes.
Grab yourself a copy of the Nairobian for other stories. Jazz Maestro Helen in child kidnap drama.
Yes.
So we're in this again. What's going on here?
Well, it looks like these two friends, it's a little bit of a twist because his friends, he's called Owako, had sent his kids over to Helen's place, probably for jazz lessons and stuff like that. And then it's alleged that he neglected them there. He just didn't come for them. And this one has been displayed even by messages because he says that I'm here playing with your kids and my heart goes out to them. That was Joseph Helen sending a message to him. But then in another interesting twist, this guy went and recorded a statement and came in with the police. But by the time he was getting there, Helen had sent the kids in under a certain protection unit because he said that the kids have been neglected.
Wow.
So it was not really a kidnap drama, but I mean, there was an issue of someone just coming and dumping kids at your place and then they leave.
Okay, meanwhile, back to Kanyari.
Yes, Kanyari here in red.
We live apart, but I've never cheated on Kanyari. That's what Betty Bayo is saying. So they were separated for 1 year.
Well, she says they've not been living together for the past 1 year. What I found funny is when she said that she didn't know what he's been doing. I mean, this is a
also, yeah, she also posted that on Facebook and said delinked herself from all those.
I don't really want to believe that because why would I be married to someone and you don't know what they do when clearly it's on TV, it's on national TV.
So this Betty and very, very great musicians, gospel musicians whose music is blessed many of us. I mean, they've been separated for a year, and then that's a story. They haven't been living together, blah, blah, blah.
No,
so that
but
means
still, Solo, what he's saying is a serious point he raises there because you're married to this person. Granted, they've not been together for 1 year, but this, are you saying, started happening 1 year ago?
I think what is happening here, and you do the same. If you're in a position, you're saying, this is a man I've lived with. This guy has been my husband. You know, we're in the thick of things, and my work is not to bring it out. And I think she has things to say. If somebody went to her and just got the whole story out, she's basically protecting the institution of marriage at our level. Yeah. I think that is what is happening.
The marriage has to be very, very questionable because, you know, I mean, she says that she does not even go to his church. I mean, you're married and your husband is a pastor in church and you don't go there.
And that's
you know how they hooked up? They hooked up because she went to perform in that church.
Wow.
And then
they prayed. Things up. I think she's just basically protecting things.
It's just some missing, you know, parts of this whole story. But hey, maybe when she does eventually speak, we'll get to hear her side of the story because yes, she didn't go to the church, and even Kanyari said she did not need to because no, her and the kid can have their own church. Him is doing, because I guess he approached it as business, but it would be hard. That
is business.
Yeah, it will be. It's a hard sell to convince Paul that you had no idea this was happening.
No,
it's a hard sell on her end.
Yeah, because we're
not
say
that you completely had
kids.
No idea.
Yeah.
And exactly that, and that's what I'm saying. She's just making a statement, basically just to say I'm not talking, and that's what she's saying. I'm not speaking
what she
about
could have said
children.
is I've not been part of it. Whoa. Not say I don't know.
Yeah, okay. No, exactly. Not being part of, but not knowing at all.
No.
Anyway,
and they're showing the benefit. Do you know Kanyari has a song called Awi?
We means we're in trouble.
Maybe the song goes like Awi jichopevu.
Oh gosh, trust you guys
there we go.
Say that. Then we move on to what? There's still this Tet story that's developing. From death row to Bet-Tet. I love you, mom. He's on death row.
Yes, he's on death row.
Where are we?
That's on page 11.
Okay.
Are you lost?
You didn't tell me where we are.
Sorry.
Okay.
This is William David Tet. This story was covered very well by Dennis and Sarigo on KTN on Case Files.
Yes.
And it's been very nicely profiled here. And he says that he still claims he's innocent. Despite the fact that he's been put on death row. And he's reaching out to the mom saying that you know, you're still my mom. I don't know any other mom since I was born.
And we'll let people read more about that. This is more interesting here on page
Page 12. Yeah.
When fighting and beefing goes online.
Yes.
So from Ahmed Nasir and the CS.
Yes. You saw this? Did you see this tweet on?
Oh, I did. Huh?
Yeah, there was
Bishop Alan.
there was Ahmed Nasir and Olelenku.
Okay.
And
did you?
claims, yeah.
The latest I saw was Bishop Alan, and when they talk about him, you guys are hating, and we are down in South Africa playing golf.
Yeah,
and that was
after the Kanyari saga, after the Jichopevu expose, people on Twitter really rioted and
about church
and went hard on pastors.
Yeah, all pastors.
And a few people also attacked Bishop Kiuna, especially because of his mansion. It was all over. It was all over. But he was down in South Africa playing golf. And he posted a photo.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Yeah, and he said, despite you guys hating and everything.
There's a quote actually. They are having a wonderful golfy day in Pretoria. As haters hate, I'm enjoying God's goodness in this place. And
then
guys
that was retracted. It was pulled down.
And people went hard on him so much that he had to...
He pulled it down and put a different one.
That bit was wise. You'd have had another
But I think sometimes, I mean, you need to know the consequences of when you're under attack and what you say. I mean, on your bishop.
I mean, sometimes also when people are hating and all, sometimes just keep quiet.
Yeah,
don't respond.
Sometimes
you know how they say that people will throw mud on you?
I agree.
The minute you start rubbing it, you actually mess yourself even more. But when you let it dry, just leave it. It will dry. It's easier to let it then fall off your clothes. But you start rubbing and engaging, it becomes a mess.
But
like what we saw with Ahmed Nasir.
Ahmed Nasir, you gotta love this guy, man.
Bare knuckles, all out. Tweef.
Yeah, he came out as really, really arrogant.
And he's smoking something over there.
Imagine he say that.
And
he addressed the letter that he had been sent by Olenku's lawyer, Donald Kipore, saying that is utter nonsense.
Yeah. And he's also had another tweet with Murkomen, you remember, when he tried him as test
and then he trashed him, saying that he was working for small farm.
It's how crazy our Kenyans are so active on social media, and it's becoming one of the most dangerous.
Yeah, because when people went crazy on social media, Kanyari was actually trending worldwide.
Wow, you see, and then we seem to have technology and social media just close to us, that whatever is happening at the other end, Nairobi or Mombasa, everybody knows and everybody's talking about it. We just seem to be available for that moment when the story breaks and like let's rain on that guy.
Have you ever been in a tweet?
Well, yes, I have.
With who?
With several guys who are trying to allege things about stuff, which I won't mention because again that has gone.
So you engaged them?
So, no, I didn't. I didn't even get myself engaged in that by friends. People try to get back on it, and I just said no. It's for guys to feel.
You look like you would get you replied.
No.
It's okay. You can just tell us.
No, I'm tough already in the world.
You see that the thing is, people can say whatever they want to say sometimes, and let them be. Sometimes it's taken too far.
You don't really have to respond. But
although I get, like, for example, like, you know, even when Bishop, I get where he was coming from. You know, those ones of honestly, you get all these tweets, people saying all manner of things.
Yes.
And it's human nature to feel like you just need to say something in your defense. I mean, it's not like they...
I don't think he meant any harm.
Yeah,
but then
it's only the problem is the minute you do, it doesn't help really. It even can make things worse to spiral into something else. So it's always best to just try. It's hard, but try and keep
and you have to realize that this tweet has not only been on individuals. There was a tweet between Kenya and South Africa. You remember someone tell South Africa?
Someone tells South Africa. Also, we've had someone tell Nigeria.
Yes. It's another big one. And
I don't think anyone wants to mess with Kenya when it comes to tweeting.
Don't you mess with KOT.
I think it's the biggest army. The biggest defense. The president just needs this for his defense.
Yeah.
Like lock Kenya.
Let's go to Heads Up.
Whoa.
Heads Up. Love drove me to pose nude.
The wonderful lady from Uganda, ever held in or grueling controversy. Desire has desires.
Yeah, you know her
Is she Desire or Desiree?
Desire. People would just say Desire because of our nude photos and our own cravings.
Yes, but again, we said we not be arguing about the name because it depends on where someone is from. You remember? So it could be Desire and Desiree. You remember?
This is Uganda.
Wyclef and Wyclef?
Well.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. But again, that she is.
Yeah, she's speaking about her nude photos that were leaked in the social media that created such a buzz. And now she's speaking, saying that her ex-boyfriend, who is Nigerian, leaked them out after they broke up. And you know, he leaked the photos and also accusing her of cheating with so many other men. So
this is a story Red Pepper really pushed hard this week.
Yes.
I would see story after story. They just
Red Pepper is just the one. Oh my God. The things those people write, and then they're so graphic, even in their description of events. And I'm like,
somebody says we need that kind of media.
We should never have that one in Kenya.
Oh, we should never have that.
We have Red Pepper Kenya.
Which
so guys are Bimulikwats.
Which one?
Yeah.
Enough of them. And
I've read, I think, 2 copies. A colleague brought me some, and I was like, what?
Yeah, Red Pepper, that is a mess. And you know, they put it on the front page. They don't
It's
mess.
so popular, right?
Yes.
In Uganda.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's run by big.
Bigger than the national paper.
Yeah,
people
it's run
buy
by
it
big
more.
wigs.
The great strength is how they network with guys who give them news and stuff. They would network with hoteliers. They would network with everybody, every public place.
They have contacts everywhere. And so they will even put a camera in your room. Well, that's invading your privacy, but well, it's Red Paper.
Yeah, that's what they do best. They are the TMZ of sorts.
So yeah, they definitely are the TMZ for Uganda. Meanwhile, there's a Waire Imposter. What was this about?
Well, this Imposter has been running a Facebook account where he's been conning unsuspecting fans. Just getting some funds, and then now because of this, now the police are under his. They're pursuing him. In fact, there's a photo of him right there.
Waire called on Wednesday and he was very disturbed. And this guy has been collecting a lot of money from Waire's friends, and Waire happens to have this place where they produce music. And this guy has been saying, well, he's reported to have been doing this. He says, I'm Waire's producer and dropped 10,000 shillings. I record your music and stuff. And what happened is, in a very quiet way, Waire engages police into this and puts this on his pages and say this guy is not so and so. And I think this guy is now somewhere with the police.
Yeah, and you can imagine, look at Waire. Can you see his photo there? Can you imagine the Waire asking you for M-Pesa? You'll definitely give him some money.
But also, those are just gullible people. I mean, I would not expect Waire to ask for money. So the fact that you'd see that also goes to say, even with this whole Kanyari story and the drama, that there's so many people out there, they're ready to hang on and to believe any storyline as long as it's given to them. The desperation, the lack of hope, hopelessness that's in society.
But there's no hopelessness in somebody wanting to record this guy.
No, when you're so desperate that a person will say, oh, M-Pesa made this and I'll hook you up. I mean, that's just somebody who's like, whatever, man. If says I'm going to do it, and you don't even know who that is.
True that.
Are you one of those people who replies to those M-Pesa? Somebody sends you a fake M-Pesa message, and then they call you immediately, and like, oh, I've sent money by mistake, please send it back. You know? And if you're actually not careful, you will send the money.
I know what you're saying.
People say, I bind you in the name of Jesus. Go to hell, you.
I love those guys, especially when they call, because I acted dumb and we have a conversation for like 2 hours.
I may never act dumb. I just tell you,
until one got mad, he got emotional.
Those are the most dangerous men around. I got engaged in a discussion with one because I was just so hard. Like, so you need to reverse that money, and then I was like, I said something. Then the guy was not happy, and he called me all manner of names.
Why would you even listen? Hang up. Finally, capital feature. How modern times nailed religion on the cross. So there was a pastor in South Africa who got people to eat grass.
That was happening in Uganda the other day, last month.
There was some in
and there was another
Uganda,
in Huruma,
there was another one in South Africa.
Who was telling people to go braless?
Yes, there's another one in Kenya. That one told them. So that they can receive upako. They say don't put on underwears, don't put on your bra, just come to church like that. And so you can imagine.
There's a church in the States, I think I saw this on one of the local shows, where they're naked.
Yes.
Yeah, they go to church naked.
Yeah.
Everyone is naked. The pastor is naked. The congregation is naked.
But is that wrong?
And they're all just chilling.
Is that wrong? I think that's okay.
No.
You know, if you have decided that way, and it's everybody, and nobody's being forced. But going to the
You'd go to such a church?
It goes down to what Sophia has been saying.
It could be in my bucket list.
Guys are just so desperate to get their problems met, or they're just...
Or to believe on to something, to hang on, you know.
But I mean, to the extent of guys eating grass, that is so crazy. Because there was a comment where some South African was saying that the grass tasted so good. There's some of this...
yeah, because now you believe that the grass is anointed.
Now one was given paraffin.
You believe the grass is anointed.
Yeah, and then there was another pastor in Brazil who was telling ladies funny things.
This grass. Hallelujah.
Yeah, the days of our lives. Again,
so what is this story about?
Well, we're just looking at some of the things that have changed over the years in terms of like indecent wear. You know, recently we talked about the church that had banned people who came with short skirts and stuff like that. So we're just looking at some of the things that have been changing over the years in terms of church and all that.
Like the mateke.
Yeah.
Mateke is cool.
Mateke is cool.
I love mateke.
During our days.
Yeah.
I know. We're what generation are we?
Wow.
We did the X, we are going back to 0.
Yeah.
Not Y?
We're in the X right now.
We went to...
The Y are the guys who are doing KCPE now.
We went to 0. We went just back.
We're X?
We are X.
You guys are old. I'm Y.
We are into I. So.
I don't want to be with you. Okay, so what's up this weekend?
We have a guest in the studio who is here from miles away. You talked about it. Many concerts.
Maybe we'll ask her about whether she knows the South Africans who are eating grass.
And how it tastes.
Please ask her.
And if they have a pastor in South Africa who asks for mbegu.
And who handles women like Kanyari and the boob. I mean, that was so gross.
Did you see Kanyari?
I know. And telling her, turn around.
What are people calling her on social media? Calling him what?
Kanyonyo. Nothing. But yeah, many things happened this weekend. We have, for example, we talked about the Pwani Awards.
Just didn't say that.
Somewhere a place called Fun.
Yeah.
We have enough concerts in Nairobi.
Are you laughing at Kanyonyo or...
Don't say that. Okay.
Nairobi is blazing. So
what are you going to be doing yourself?
I want to go down to the village, Machakos again. Have a little moment with whatever is happening. Get in touch with the park.
Is there a Grand Prix this time around? No, that Machakos has been having everything.
But I can tell you, Waire is also coming down tomorrow, where we have our Miss Tourism, Machakos.
Cool. What are you up to?
Well, Koroga Festival.
Where is that happening?
That's going to be at Arboretum.
Yeah, Koroga is going to be one of the big ones.
And it's a big one.
So you tell us about it.
Just go and... yes, definitely.
Yeah, so you guys take care.
We forgot to say the Nairobian is having a current moment.
He's having a what?
They're having an extravaganza at the current club.
Current club.
And I think I saw an advert somewhere.
Yes, it's already running on KTN.
So that's something else to watch this weekend also.
Tomorrow, today?
This weekend.
This weekend.
You don't know the date?
The weekend starts now.
Did you, by the way, give out the T-shirts and the caps?
Yeah, we did, and we gave him more, guys. Guys, by the time I was getting up to my comp, everybody was there. And so, so Big Brother is still happening until December sometime. I know we're not feeling so much of it, but yes, we are still giving away goodies and updating you about everything happening.
Are you still watching Big Brother?
Yes, I am.
What's happening?
My work is to watch and feed people with whatever is happening. But yes, this week, a little bit of a lash between the guy from Rwanda and the lady from Uganda, Ella. And it was not good for us because they're the two East Africans who have been nominated. And now they're already fighting, basically because they want to win the hearts of East Africans, because the votes, again, as usual, will be split. And so they were basically, I think Ella, being the Miss Uganda and the beauty that everybody would just want to empathize with, wanted to win the hearts of the people. But yeah, it just... I
don't know, as I said earlier, there's something about this time around with Big Brother. But hey.
Yeah, anyway, we're out, so I don't know, I think there's a... So what will you be up to yourself? Since you stand us up all the time.
I don't stand
you guys up. She'll be wishing she was a man.
This guy called me last weekend.
Yes. I was calling you for a gospel hookup.
To invite me for a weekend that afternoon. Like, does he think I'm just sitting there waiting to be invited for events?
S3. We
the girl will somewhere play golf and just be beautiful.
You need to plan, mister. So take care, guys. And that's your hot topics. Grab yourself a copy of the Nairobian Fresh Copy.